Previous slide. This PDP has been designed to strengthen our pedagogical practices and equip us to meet the evolving needs of the 21st century classrooms. Your presence reflects your commitment to excellence and lifelong learning. I would like to welcome all the senior directors, our senior advisors, Moina ma'am, the academic director, Amity Group of Schools, she's not here. Bajpai sir, Amity Group of Schools, CPS sir, senior advisor, Amity Group of Schools, and Satya ma'am. I would like to extend a special thanks to Mrs. Anita Setia ma'am for being so proactive in designing the professional development program, for initiating the Herculean task in bringing us all together. We thank you, ma'am, and please accept a small sapling. I would request ma'am for the if you could come to the back. Request the teachers also to please join in.
बताइए जरा मेरे को
I would also like to brief you all today about our resource person, Mrs. Dr. Pooja Srivastava. Ma'am has 16 years of expertise in early childhood care and education. She brings a strong blend of academic knowledge, leadership, and hands-on program implementation. Her approach emphasizes play-based pedagogy, social emotional development, and family-centered support system to strengthen the foundation of lifelong learning. Having taught child development, she strongly believes that understanding development is not just a subject, it is a way of living, connecting, and shaping lives with warmth, purpose, and joyful. May I request ma'am to please kindly welcome with a small sample. Before we start with the PDP session, Anita ma'am, may I request you to kindly address the camera. Give your answer.
Very good morning to all of you. And my special thanks and gratitude to Honorable Chairperson Ma'am for organizing and giving us the opportunity to organize this capacity building program for our very dynamic, caring, and outstanding teachers. Our Honorable Chairperson Ma'am believes that you are a strength of the Amity and you are the best. But we should not be complacent with that. We are growing every day. You know, the knowledge is being created every day. Whether it is an IT field or whether it is your curriculum development or whether you are CPSC veteran or your technology, every time you see that there are changes. And if I see the way we taught in the schools and the way you are teaching, it's a lot of difference. And we need to equip ourselves with the latest changes, latest updation. And as our founders have said, that India will be a great power, you know, and we are, Ambitians are going to match with the vision of the Prime Minister 6047. And Chairperson have always says that 99% will be Ambitians. Or when Ambitians go, the you are the creator of this ambulance. We really have a great faith in all of you. And with this, I welcome all of you. Happy New Year to all of you. My special gratitude to Founder Sir and our Honorable Chairperson Ma'am for thinking about like this, for innovation and creating about this. And my great welcome to online teachers, all the principals who are there, and our special, all the advisors, all the directors, whoever are present. I think, can you see the online teachers? Are the online teachers present? So I hope that online teachers are able to see the programs. And since we are already late, so I will not take much time. I would like to thank Divyaji for organizing this, and she will take care of you for the last. Kavita is not
take care of themselves.
आप host हो ना, they are our guests. तो host की खास responsibility होती है.
हमारे टीचर्स तो 2 दिन से आए हुए हैं.
Special welcome to outstation teachers. Welcome.
मेरा ये outstation teacher.
I hope you have a wonderful stay in great learning experience. Tomorrow, Chairperson Ma'am will be giving you her insight about the program and after one of this. Once your 2 sessions are over from 9:30 to 11:30 and then 11:30 to 1, you will have a short break. Then Chairperson Ma'am will address you and you can share your experiences. My humble request to all of you is that please participate in each of these programs. This is your program, you need to own it and be active. That's why we have not made the arrangement like that and just sit there. Don't be an ideal participant, be active, energetic, and whenever you go to the back to the school, in your classroom, you need to implement this. Because all exercise is futile if you are not going to implement in the classroom. So I'll wait for your comments. I'll wait how these strategies, these learnings or takeaways have been implemented by you in the classroom. So with this, not taking much time, thanks to the NIDA team, everybody who has organized this, and my thanks to everybody, and hope that you come with it and go with 100% more things. लेके जाना otherwise कोई फायदा नहीं. So your takeaways are very very important. Thank you, Divya. Thank you. Over to Pooja. I would like to say that Pooja Srivastava has recently joined AKC, and she is a very dynamic person, very creative person, and we look upon her that she will add values to our teachers. So you have seen, you have listened to our profile, and I think she is going to give you deep insight how you are going to interact with the students and how you are going to make them a better human beings. Thank you, Pooja, and all the best.
The expectations are raised to a high level. And it's my pleasure and my honor to be standing in front of such wonderful people that you all are. A very happy New Year to all of you. And it has been my privilege to be in your classroom. You've seen me, most of you have seen me in your classroom, in observations, when I grasped a lot of things from you all as well. And the beauty of these classroom observations were that they were very enriching and they were very eye-opening. They were very pedagogically rich, and it gave me a lot of insights into how can we make interventions within classrooms. My whole interaction within these 6 months of joining with the vision of Chairperson Ma'am was to understand the pedagogical interventions as per the new NEP. And there is where I think I would come in and make a little intervention in your classrooms with my PDP. But before I start with my workshop, I think I would take the opportunity to thank all of you to help me sit through the lovely observations that I had. I would love to thank the host school here for all the help that they have been giving me. I would like to thank our dear chairperson, ma'am, who has had the belief in me, who has entrusted me and given me this big opportunity to stand in front of such experienced and wonderful teachers that you all are. Thank you, Amita ma'am, for the vision, for the force, for the guidance that you are to all of us. Ma'am has been such a revolutionary in her ideas that uh, there have been times when you are not able to meet her, but what she passes on to you is so enriching and enlightening that it just opens up your horizons. Thank you so much, Chairperson ma'am. Thank you, Anita ma'am, for the opportunity and trusting me and such beautiful words you used for me. It is an honor for me to be presenting in front of our teachers. Um, I would also like to thank Mohina ma'am for her guidance, for her mentorship, for her acknowledging the fact that I've been grown here as a student and now to entrust within me those capacities of a professional development person. It's a big thing for me. So thank you all. Thank you, Divya ma'am. Thank you, Kavita ma'am, for all the help. So before I start with all this, now coming to our workshop and formally opening it up, I think we all entered when I told you all to pick up a chip. Every one of you must be having a chip. Those who do not, it's absolutely okay. Now, at this point of time, please do not hesitate to finish up your samosas. It's absolutely okay because I know you woke up in the morning, rushed through the morning. It's foggy, it's cold. When we have food, we feel warm. And that's what development is all about, understanding needs. So please feel free to have it. However, I would just do a little kind of an activity with all of you. You have chips, read it, process it, and then I'll let you know what you have to do. I hope you all have read it, but now process it. Just read it. All the teachers online who have joined in online, I welcome you all to the professional development workshop. I request you all to switch on your cameras. Senior chip, you processed it. All right, great. Now, if you see, your tables also have some domains of development that are written. Some have social emotional, some have physical motor, and that's how our domains of development sound like to all of us. Now, once you read this, I just want you all to think where and in which domain this development, the chip, fits in. Just think, and I know you're all eating and having good time with the samosa also, but you have to move to that particular domain that your chip talks about. There will be a little shuffling. I want you all to please read the chip and put up yourselves in on the tables that have that particular domain of development. All of you, please move to the respective tables where your chits fall across. I am not going to read the chits. You read and decide which domain of development this might fit into.
Physical motor is here on the first table. So all the chits.
I request everyone to shuffle up yourself to find yourself in the domain of development, the table that indicates the same. There will be some hesitations on which and where, but the most closest you are to that domain, please sit. Those who do not have a chick and get a little kind of very relative, please put yourself into the cognitive development zone. Teachers, can you please look up into your chits and move to the tables that talk about physical, motor, cognitive, social, emotional, and language. Those who do not think where and how it fits, please move to the cognitive development table. This should not take more than 2 minutes and the clock starts now. Great. I know there would be some kind of hesitations, blurry lines. Great. Yes, please move it. Please move it. You can carry your samosas on that table. Swati ma'am, have you found your table? Great. So I think the last 30 seconds are left. Everyone who's found their tables and those who haven't, I hope they're sitting in the cognitive development table. Teachers online who joined in from the other places, very warm welcome to all of you. We are just doing a little activity where I passed on the tips to the teachers with little clues on behavior. However, I just asked them to now shuffle themselves to move into different domains of tables that have been labeled here. I hope everyone's found their tables. Great. So now what did we do right now? We just read, we made certain assumptions of what this behavior is. Am I right? You'll have to be with me, everyone. We read, we had certain assumptions, we moved to that particular domain. There was no right, there was no wrong. There were assumptions. They were labels that we kind of somewhere started attaching. But when you made a decision with me to move to different domains of development and the tables, there is where decoding starts. Everyone, good morning to the workshop on decoding the preschool years, the milestones, mindset, and mastery. When we move from behavior to a decision of seeing how development takes place, there is where our mindset starts shaping up further. And there is where teaching changes. There is where labels diffuse. There is where assumptions go away. It is very, very human for all of us, even though we are teachers, we are educators, we are pedagogues. But there are times when we as humans tend to put people in compartments, individuals, where we try to very see the behavior and we focus on what's visible on the conscious level. However, what's beneath is deeper. What's happening is an evolution. What's going on is growth. And what's happening really is development. So moving forward today, so this little activity is kind of a reminder for all of us to understand that we move from behavior to development and it's a mindset shift. It does not take a day. It does not take a month. It takes time and it takes practice where we regulate ourselves and we kind of understand that the child is about to reach. The child is reaching. The child is having the potential. And we work accordingly in partnership with the stakeholders as parents. Our biggest stakeholder, our child. Our identity of the class. There have been times when I've interacted with few of the teachers and I've always said that your class is your identity. Your child is your identity card. And when a teacher believes in what a child's capacities and development is, it just changes the entire mindset. So, and like I just said, I wanted to thank everybody here, which I have acknowledged in the beginning, walking through the different milestones here, the different learning objectives. What will we be able to do after we go through the entire PDP is we would be able to identify key developmental domains, physical, cognitive, language, social, emotional, as per the Punch course Vikash in NP 2020 across the preschool years and recognize age-appropriate variations in development. Apply developmentally appropriate practices to design learning experiences, as commonly called as lesson plans, and within classrooms activities that respect individual pace, that respects readiness, and that respects potential. We will be able to decode children's mindsets and behaviors, recognize age-appropriate needs, interests, and learning styles and emotional expressions in young learners. We will be able to strengthen observational and assessment skills because that is what our holistic development card really talks about, is a 360-degree feedback on the child's development. That's the paradigm shift that's happening in our educational policy, which is a big change that all of us are expected to maneuver around. We will be able to create joyful, inclusive, and responsive learning environments rather than just being in classroom and transacting the curriculum while transacting curiosity, confidence, self-regulation, and foundational skills. Inquiry, these are not words. This can only be reached when we have an understanding of how cognitive development evolves. Reflect on the teacher's role as a facilitator and inspirer and support mastery through guided play, meaningful interactions, and strengthen strong home-school partnerships. Going ahead, what are developmental milestones? Yes, we do know that these are basically milestones, these are signposts, these are a step forward to the different capacities they build progressively. They are in 4 domains, where I also associate a 5th domain, but we technically talk about the domains in terms of 4 major domains: physical, motor, language, cognitive, social, emotional. There is a morality attached, but that somewhere comes across in social emotion. It shapes learning readiness and classroom behavior, where each achievement forms the foundation for the next, creating an interconnected web of capabilities. What is interconnected? Can anyone just tell me why is it interconnected? Why do I say interconnected? Anyone? One disclaimer in this PDP, कि आप जब सुनेंगे मुझे पता आप सब सुन रहे हैं मुझे, but एक छोटा सा test है. Test not like a real test, but a little kind of a, just to see if you all heard me, it gives me a shot. So the more interactive we are, we become interconnected further. So what do you understand the interconnected web of capabilities? Yes, ma'am, you had raised your hand over there. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and which school? Great, ma'am. Please tell me.
It affects the overall development of the child.
Okay, yes, definitely. But when we say interconnected, का क्या तात्पर्य निकल के आ रहा है?
Interconnected. If child is happy,
Mhm.
it will show the development.
Okay, very nice. It's kind of an indicator. Okay, if you say it's an indicator. Okay.
Like the same goes for the language. If the child understand the language,
Okay,
they will have a connection and they will understand better way the things. So things are like
okay, great. Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else interconnected? Yes, ma'am.
Is basically interrelated. Every skill is related to the other skill.
Right.
So all the skills are important at their place, and they all are interconnected or interrelated. So we have to achieve all the milestones simultaneously for the holistic development of the child.
Great. So we have to achieve it, the child will achieve, and we are working towards helping them achieve, right? So again, a change in the mindset. When we start thinking we want to achieve for the child, it's a different kind of thing. But when the child itself is progressing and achieving, it already lays the foundation for the next. And you, as a facilitator and a guide, are there to provide the child with the right resources and the right things. Anyone else want to add to the word interconnected? All the domains of development are interconnected, and that is where we cannot isolate. And that is where, when you are moving with the chicks and thinking, "Kidhar jaun, kaise jaun, kya ye hai?" There is where you would have a little difficulty because all domains look so interlinked. There is no classification in terms of being just physical motor or just language. And that's why cognitive was not particularly chosen, because cognitive forms the foundation for all the domains. And if there is cognition, then there is language. Vygotsky talked beautifully about the connection between language and thought. Thought came before, or the language came before. It's like the chicken and the egg story. It's interrelated. Till the child learns to talk, the child actually puts the thought in processing, and vice versa. So this is how we need to understand that language, physical motor, cognition, all are interrelated to progress to the next. And when this progress happens, it's so organic. You might just realize that when the child comes out of the winter vacation, oh, it's progressed so much. Or when the child comes out of summer vacation, oh, I think I have to work again on this. It happens, and it will happen. And there is where parents come in. And that's why we need to rope in parents as stakeholders. So coming to why is it important to know developmental milestones? Definitely, it's a roadmap. It tells us all that we're on the right path. दिल्ली से जयपुर जा रहे हैं, बीच में महाराष्ट्र नहीं. I know Google Maps are very good, but we have to have our instincts and our knowledge in place. So it is a roadmap because it helps us to know that we're navigating to the right developmental path. Second, it gives us the length and breadth of development. What does this mean? Are we trying to stitch in a top? Why the length and breadth of development?
On why the length and breadth of development.
the overall development, all the dimensions should be catered.
Yes, it's very diverse. It talks about growth in physical parameters when we're talking about height, weight, how the cephalocaudal development is happening, proximal distal is happening, but at the same time about what is metacognition, what's the awareness of the child, what are the skills of the child that are developing, which are not physically visible, but it's happening. And we see that evolving. That is what exactly the length and domain is, because a socially confident child may still be learning self-control. So that tells us, and it helps us gauge the entire dimensions of development. Growth can be physically seen, but development is visible in a lot of other hemispheres. Moving to the third, tailoring to diverse needs. When we know that the child is at this point, there is another child who's another. At point, you can tailor accordingly. You are such beautiful tailors within classroom. So you have two professions, you're teachers and you're tailors. You're tailoring the students' development as per the need of the child. Moving ahead, setting realistic expectations. The entire purpose of today is not making you, train into something else. It's about understanding that the child is at a certain level, and it will help you cater to the child, lowering your expectations sometimes and just supporting the child. Understanding the child that, okay, this is at this point, this is at this point, there are individual differences. And when these individual differences are understood, it helps you as teachers define your expectations much better. Building strong student relationship. Because you're not labeling, because you're not making assumptions, it just makes your relationship with your child much better because it's your possession. Your child is your possession. You cater to the child. I understand there are lesson plans that uniformly address the class. But if you know that a particular child still needs help with fine motor skills, you give them an added advantage and give them the added help to help develop that for. And that also reflects with effective parent-teacher communication. What support you need from parents is very essential for you to vocalize and verbalize. The child spends about 40% of the time in a day in a school. With nowadays, even lesser. The holidays and pollution and all of that. Where do parents stand as stakeholders? We need to vocalize where your child in the classroom is and their child can help with partnership evolve further. Very recently, very personal example, my son had issues with writing, understanding phonics. I was constantly, because I'm a mother who's kind of a developmental psychologist, I knew where I had to pitch in. The teacher was at help. She understood that, okay, I can take help from her. I pitched in and he picked up. But we need to rope in our stakeholders because that helps us them also identify where the child is, at what point their child is. It's very easy for the parents to say, I don't have time, I can't give him that much time, but you can help as teachers facilitate the developmentally appropriate practices with the parent. And there are amazing number of resources that are available. I might next really work with BAM and discuss that if I can help you out with them as well. To help your parents also be at the same platform as you. Because that is what holistic development and holistic progress cards are talking about. It now gets in self-assessment, it gets in peer assessment, it just gets in parent. So now let's play a little game. थोड़ा बहुत खेल भी लेते हैं बीच में मुझे बहुत देर आपने सुन लिया शुरू में. Let's do a little game. Now I'm going to talk about these milestones. A little hint, these are related to physical motor. Now, which age they are, you can raise your hand and tell me, and then we can move further. The first, holds a crayon with their whole fist and scribbles. These are teachers from nursery, LKG, UKG. So you might just say, this is a child in nursery, LKG, UKG. So the first, nursery, everyone? Yes. Perfect. My teachers are so good. They know their students very well. Falls often when trying to run quickly and struggles to stop or change direction without tripping. Nursery? Okay, everyone there? Yes. Insist on going downstairs with 2 feet on each step. Okay. अब तो बच्चा बड़ा हो गया भाई. Some nursery वाले babies को babies मान रहे, right? Like some children are grown up. So it's an LKG child, right? Yeah, with 2 feet. Right? Colors within defined boundaries with minimal overflow. LKG, upper KG. Perfect. I'm so glad that Johanna just talked about it. I will just get to connecting these thoughts. Can zip up a coat once the zipper is already started but cannot align? Wonderful. So if you see, children are progressing much faster than before. The pace is higher. And that's why as teachers and as parents, we are constantly challenged. I'm sure teachers or parents here will agree to this. I face challenges within a 4.5-year gap of my children. It's bonkers for me with a child who's 5 years. And that's where if you see, I'll ask you, someone say LKG, UKG, that's what development is. Some are early, some are late. Some are there, some are just reaching. And that's why we can't just say this is LKG. Or this is UKG. This is nursery. It transgresses boundaries. It takes time. And the time the child starts with it starts with a pre-grass, then it starts with an ulnar grass, and then it goes with a pincer grass. and how beautifully they start their writing. But writing is not an expectation, trust me. And mostly at times, we do have those expectations. I'm not saying that teachers don't. I'm talking about other people. Our teachers don't. They know it. Because we are sound to an understanding that development is an evolution. Till the time the child is not on a pencil graph, tripod stand glass, starts with it. Pre-teaching, but the time you hit the ball, the child holds it like this. And then it goes like this. What's it? It's a gradual transition and it just doesn't realize how it transfers to it. And it's so beautiful to see how it happens. Similarly, you see, oh, उसने बोल दिया कुछ. And then the child, oh, so ये भी बोल दिया ना. At home also sometimes they get mesmerized and watching how they have. Oh, आजकल के बच्चे. You know, it's I'm pretty sure in your staff meeting this discussion definitely would be there. It's tougher for children today. It's tougher to plan. Rupa would agree on this. Sangeeta ma'am would agree. It's tougher to plan lesson plans for children these days because the needs are more, the development is a little too X. And that's why these boundaries look a little more blurred. LKG, UKG, nursery, nahi yaar, LKG. Jahan nursery lagta tha. They have more exposure. And that's why as teachers, you need to be on your feet, not with respect to the work that you kind of anyways do the quantum of work, but with the kind of eyelids that you need to have. So moving ahead, let's understand why. I'm now going to go and put across a little question to you in some time, but before that, at least you read it. So we do know that fine motor and gross motor are two essential parts of physical motor. Very simple, I think this is all in theory, which I just put it across for you all to just read, because reading is also essential in today's time, rather than just scrolling and glancing. Please read through the milestones. This is gross motor. We can do silent reading. Anyone having difficulty reading? Then I can help you out. Yeah? Yes? Yes? Okay. 3 to 4 years can stand on their foot for a few seconds and hop. They are getting better at catching a bounce ball most of the time. Riding a tricycle becomes an enjoyable activity and it's not a task. The difference of the words here. Enjoyable. Task is different. You're learning. Enjoyable. A mother would never find motherhood enjoyable. But you find another baby very cute. I wish I had my children getting smaller now so that I can enjoy them. That's exactly what it is. When you're doing something, it just doesn't get enjoyable. But when you master it, you get it more enjoyable. Then 4 to 5 years, they can hop on one foot, they catch a small ball using their hands and climb well, they walk backward, toe heel, and perform a heel to toe walk along a straight line, which means balance is coming in control. Some children may start learning to swim or ride a bicycle more proficiently. And by 5 to 6 years, they can skip, they can somersault. I know it's tough, but yes, that's what they do. They learn to ride a bicycle, they can also swing and climb on playground equipment with minimal assistance, and I know how maddening it is for you to match their energies in the playground. I know सभी टीचर कहते हैं अब ये प्लेग्राउंड जाने वाले हैं और यही सब करने वाले. It is tough. I understand and acknowledge that आपके राज में बच्चे safe हैं. Right? So their running speed and agility improves to a large extent because their postural control is in place. To a large extent, 90%, yes. Moving to fine motor, that's how the progression takes place. In 3 to 4 years, they draw simple shapes, copy some alphabets and letters. They build towers with small blocks, fastening buttons and zippers with assistance. 4 to 5 years, they write their name and copy more complex shapes, threading beads onto a string, completing simple puzzles, dressing themselves with minimal help, and by 5 to 6 years, they write letters and numbers legibly. They draw people with recognizable features and details. पहले मम्मी पापा नहीं है, but by 5 to 6 years, थोड़ा बहुत मम्मी के बाल होते हैं, और पापा के नहीं होते. No offense to men, but yes, come on. Right? Managing buttons, zippers, and shoelaces independently. So there is a certain sense of autonomy that really comes up high at this point. Even Erickson talked about it, that it starts with trust versus mistrust, and then it moves to autonomy versus feeling less independent. Autonomy is on its rise at this point. Only I know how much my 5-year-old really troubles me to do everything on his own because he's 5.5. I understand everything here, but when it comes to being a mother, it becomes tough. When it comes to being a teacher, it becomes tough to control their autonomy. So for this, again, our lesson plans should look in a way that they also have a sense of autonomy over activities. That they choose activities, that you give them time to choose the activities. I've seen it happening in your classroom. You do it so well. Right? Now a question prompt over here. What are some of the common classroom challenges that you've noticed related to physical motor domain, and what are the interventions you made? The purpose of the PDP is not me, it's you. Your interactions with each other will help each other evolve. What are some of the common classroom challenges? I spoke some of my personal challenges, but about you, you have such rich data. Can you share some? Yes, ma'am. Anyone there who said yes? I know you have many examples, teacher.
Like running around the
So how do you make those interventions of controlling and calming the energies?
give some calming activities that you calm down.
That's why the team here tells about a calming corner, a little corner, even if it's not an elaborate setup, but a little corner where the child can control itself, regulate itself. Great. So, but the energies are all around because their gross motor skills are at their peak. Right? If imagine we are running around, it looks a little fun. We did have some movement, but for a child, it's a need. It's a developmental need. It's very sweet to see my mother-in-law telling me, "Oh, बच्चे थक गए होंगे, मैं कहा वो नहीं थक." It's natural. It's true. It's their need to keep exploring, to keep moving, to go around, to explore, to go here, to go there. But they don't get tired out of this. We would probably be when we have a heavy physical day, but they will never be. Their muscles want that. Their things want sensory stimulation. The brains want that. Right? So that's why, but we do suggest calming activities because it just helps them regulate their social emotional state. What else? What are the common classroom challenges? One set running around. What else?
So I think every time you're going for an outdoor activity, making a line. So who wants to come in front?
Oh yes, very good.
Running and trying to catch the first position.
Right.
Although there is no logic, I think you all will reach at the same place at the same time.
Right. But that's how the children are. We will understand further with cognitive that they're not able to still see cause and effect. That man just said, no matter तुम लोग सब एक ही जगह पहुंचोगे नहीं समझ आएगा वो पहले होना चाहेंगे और उनका हक है. But I know from the teachers challenging. So maybe walking like a chain better. Sometimes if it allows, we can give turns today, and that's how you do. So see what lovely interventions you're coming up with. Giving turns, walking in a chain. What else? Interventions. Next, yes, ma'am. Can you give your name and sorry, ma'am, I thought my notes that I've been asked here. Okay.
I often don't give them, I don't tell them what has to be done. I just go back. I said, now you decide amongst yourself who wants to stand first.
Great, authority. You're giving the authority to the child.
So they really can't decide.
Perfect. Very nice. See? Comes out of such experienced teacher. Great, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are? Great, ma'am.
Hand-eye coordination and poor body posture.
Okay, so what are your examples of this and how do you make interventions?
Because unnecessary, because they're not aware of their body. So, what I felt that they should sit properly, because once if they sit properly, they would be able to understand things much easier.
That's a need,
That's the need.
but that's not the child's need to sit properly. Now there is where, ma'am. So यही आती है थोड़ी सी दिक्कत हमें. हम चाहते हैं वो बैठे और हम क्यों नहीं चाहेंगे? भाई हम तो एजुकेटर है क्लास में. But the fact is that the child will not sit, and that's why we get table activities where the child shifts in. There are movement breaks. There are places changes. There are corners. For a child in a class and for a classroom that is high on activity and movement, you have to plan out in such a way that it breaks in the monotony. And there is where, as an educator, it comes as a challenge for you. But when you get an intervention, so that's why, so anyone can help her out with how to lessen that expectation and help the realistic achievements happen in terms of expectation.
We can plan yoga sessions for the same.
Okay, we can do more story time. We can get them to sit on the mat. और मैंने देखा है आपके नर्सरी एलकेजी में मैट बहुत अच्छे से यूज होता है. Very nice. I mean, really to be very frank, having worked in some places before this, the kind of resources we are all equipped with, we only need to use them properly and to the best of the capacity. It can really make wonders, ma'am, if you use the circle time in the corners in a model. So if your child, if your classroom is very, very heavy on, you want them to stay when they're chaotic or you feel they're chaotic, they're not actually chaotic, you can help them go to the reading corner. You can help them go to the puppet corner. You can break in, you can do some movement activity and it really helps. Anyone else?
Yes, I'm Gayatri from AIS 43.
Yes, ma'am, hi.
My class, one ball I have created in such a way that one beam, cartoon beam is pasted in long cutout,
Great.
and that is a beam ball.
Okay.
Whosoever wants to stand, whosoever wants to do any physical kind of activity, this year in my class, there are children who love to stand all the time.
Wow.
So they know that is a place where they can stand and fiddle with each other.
Very good, excellent, very nice. Scribbling needs to, I think, a very good thing also works is scribbling wall. एक चार्ट पे नीचे लगा दीजिए, वो ज्यादा ही उसको चुन मची जाके स्क्रिबल करा. It helps, it really helps. And that becomes like an artist Picasso. What did Picasso do so great? He was also an abstract painter, frankly, but he became Picasso. We have little Picassos in classrooms. I still remember when I was small, I told my grandmother, मैं दीवार को रंग के जाना आपको मेरी याद आएगी. And I scribbled on the wall and she let me do it. And that is when I got the authority to say I could do anything. Yes, ma'am.
I am Shalini.
Yes, ma'am.
So sometimes when children are running around, you can just, give them a small challenge, which is of course a physical activity. I tell them, let's do some animal walk. So they all just,
Wow, very
get
nice.
involved. And
Very
sometimes I just told them, let's do the tree pose in yoga. So one child was doing it perfectly. I said, let's do it like him. And it is the pose for the concentration span, increasing the concentration span. So they all like to do it. They just enjoy doing the tree pose.
Exactly. Breaking monotony is the best. You can just get, and there are now plethora of activities which you can take help from the AI as well. I know sometimes our creative minds shut down. It's very natural. Who says the human mind is the most, let me be very frank, we are the most creative. But there are times when we are exhausted, when we are tired, when we do not know what to do. Let's take help. And we take help from a lot of AI that has now come up. There are amazing number of books that are available, and books are our first friends. Keeping all AI, with all due respect to Mr. Artificial Intelligence, I still believe that our books are the best. So just referring to certain, just a little task on how to help my class with this. So that's how that's a very nice idea, being wall. That's a very nice idea on Ma'am just suggested animal walk. That's a very great idea on how she helps with, how I did the scribble wall. You have to give the child the outlet. Basically, the idea is outlet. Yes, ma'am.
So like as ma'am said that making a line becomes chaotic. So when we are in the line, everybody's like talking too much and all that stuff. So what we do is like as ma'am has told us, so we tell them you're holding a rose, take a deep breath and let's smell the rose. So everybody holds their rose or blow your birthday candles.
Yeah.
So then it helps them to calm down and
Okay.
let's walk silently in the line. And you're all butterflies, so hand in the back. So it helps them and calms them down, and they know that what routine they are following and they have to go out in the line. So it manages that also.
Very nice. Excellent. So all techniques are actually working. So whenever sometimes we have some challenges like this, it just gets better when we discuss, and that's why our staff meetings are very important for you to talk about your challenges, because these are common challenges. The child will want an outlet for, having its physical motor skills to come out. It's at its peak at this point. By 6 years, the child is mostly running, hopping, fidgeting, doing this and that, and suddenly the teachers, again, sometimes do get into the label. Oh, my class is in this. Oh, this child is like this. You know that thing. Before we do these interventions of probably taking the child to maybe sometimes, yes. Why are developmental milestones important? Because they help us tell that where there is a red flag. Okay, this is on a repetition mode. Okay, I see evolution. Okay, I see development. It's there, you're on track. But the moment there is a Google map telling you divert from here, and there is where we realize there is a red flag, or maybe we have to take a little precaution, or maybe ask the villager around, "Ye rasta theek hai?" And that's why we sometimes take added help of counselors or discuss it with someone else and things like that. So yes, the common classroom challenges are somewhere actually common. And they will be common because by 5 years to 6 years, there are higher mortality. Right? So it's glad to see how these interventions are made, and PDPs like this help us interact with each other to take our interventions further into the classroom. Moving now, you all on your tables have a sheet called A Day in Mrs. Sharma's Classroom. Everyone? Great. So now it's time for you to think fair share. There will not be the exact number of copies on the table. You will have to share it with your partner. You don't have? For your comfort also, I can put up the case study on the board. How many of you don't have it? Okay. Okay. I just put up the case study also on the board. You all can write the answers on the A4 sheet. Everyone here? Can you see this? Can you see this? Everyone, can you read it? थोड़ा सा और बड़ा करूं? That's fine. So those who have the sheet, please read it. I have one copy for one. Please pair up with your partners. Just read it, and then there are 5 keywords after this that I tell you to put in the blanks. Everyone, should I read it for you? I'll read it. Can you all please listen? Those who don't have, yes ma'am? You don't have the sheet? You want a copy? Anyone has extra copy? Extra to nahi hogi. So can I read it for you? It's a typical morning in Mrs. Sharma's UKG class. Rohan rushes to the block corner and builds a tall tower. But when Shaira accidentally knocks it down, hota rehta hai, Rohan exclaims, "My tower, it's falling down." This reaction shows Rohan's difficulty with dash, as he struggles to think of a way to rebuild. We will just fill in the blank, right? During the Montessori lab class, the teacher demonstrates pouring water from one container to another. Both containers are of different shapes and size, and she asks Rohan, which container has more water? The response demonstrates Rohan's tendency towards dash, as he focuses on the height rather than the overall quantity. Later, during art time, Rohan draws a picture of his cat, Whiskers, and says, "This is my cat. You know, he likes to sleep a lot." This statement shows Rohan dash, as he assumes Mrs. Sharma knows all about Whiskers. He then goes into his imaginary world of cats and tells his teacher that once he had many cats and he used to sleep in the big farm with the cats, and he keeps talking about Whiskers. He's in the Whisker world. He picks up the crayon and shows it to Shaira and says, "Look, my cat says meow." What did he pick up? Crayon. And what did he say it was? The cat. This action demonstrates Rohan's use of dash, as he represents the crayon as his cat to his friend Shaira. During the outdoor play, when Shaira notices she can swing really well by herself with the gust of air that blows, she tells Rohan if he also wants to swing high, he will have to wait for the wind to blow. Shaira demonstrates. इस पूरी केस स्टडी में 5 अलग-अलग कॉन्सेप्ट्स वर्क कर रहे हैं. Do you want to read it once more? No? Can I go to the words that you need to put in the fill in the blanks?
Yes.
Great. Very nice audience. I hope the teachers online have read this story. Will they respond? Uh, Teachers online, can you hear and can you read this story?
Ask them to switch on the mic is to speak.
Anyone can please switch on the mic and tell me if you are all able to read the story that I had just put in. Can you see the story? I think it wasn't shared. A day in Mrs. Sharma's classroom. Anyone is Mrs. Sharma here?
Yes.
Wow. See? I first thought Mrs. Shrivastava, but I said no. Mrs. Sharma sounds there. Alright? Okay. So now, moving to our presentation, back to our presentation, and the words here. Those are your words which you need to put across in the fill in the blanks for the case study. Irreversibility, transductive reasoning, centration, egocentrism, symbolic function. Mind you, they are not in order. Make the अच्छी नहीं है. Irreversibility, transductive reasoning, centration, egocentrism, and symbolic function. You can take help of your partner. Cheating is allowed. These terms might be a little technical, but that's the beauty. We're going to understand it in the slides following this. थोड़ा सी सोच लीजिए. We can keep the mobiles down. Everybody on the board. My dear teachers, no phones allowed. We are going to discuss, no worries. Let me tell you, the room is full of people who know everything. To not know a certain word doesn't mean that you are going to feel a little enamored about it. मुझे भी नहीं पता था जब तक नहीं पढ़ा था. जब तक practice नहीं करा. That's the whole idea. Everyone done? 5 hours हो गया होगा. Time is up. Board exam over. अब प्री बोर्ड शुरू होने वाले हैं बहुत जगह. हो गए. Practical चल रहे हैं. दो प्री बोर्ड. दो बोर्ड. We have 2 boards, so don't worry. We have more chances. All the best. Okay, everyone. Submit earlier. Can I proceed? Okay, great. So these are words. These are absolutely bang on our cognitive skills for a child in this stage. Irreversibility, transductive reasoning. मुझे पता है सबसे ज़्यादा मुश्किल इसका ही होगा. मुझे भी आएगी. पता है यार होता है. Every human brain, no matter how much we learn and do, we will find something new. And that's the beauty of human development. It's so dynamic and organic that you have to keep evolving. So, transductive reasoning, egocentrism, symbolic function, and centration. So, let's go with the first word. It's a typical morning in Sharma's class. Rohan rushes to the block corner and he and Shaira accidentally drops it. My tower is falling down. His reaction shows Rohan's difficulty with. Right. Very nice, my teacher. You know it. अच्छी पढ़ाई करी आपने. During Montessori lab class, the teacher demonstrates pouring of water and she asks which container has more water. I'm cutting short. I'm not reading that. बताने की जरूरत है. You know it. But I still will go to this part. Later during our time, Rohan draws a picture on his cat, of his cat and says, "My whiskers, my cat, she knows, she sleeps a lot. What does it show?" Very good. Now, when he says, "Look at my cat, look at the crayon, it is a cat, it says now, what is it?" अब तो बचा ट्रांसडक्टिव ही है. तो अब हमें समझ आएगा what is exactly the meaning of all these words. So very clearly, these terms are what your cognitive capacities are all about. And your child at this point, teachers, back to attention, celebrate yourself, centration. The words will be irreversible. You will very soon have no egocentrism because we're all learning together. And I'm standing here as a symbolic function of the entire Mitchell family. So the transductive reasoning is something I will explain because you all know the four meanings out here. Irreversibility, they know that some actions cannot happen. Naturally. When a child is unable to understand that actions can be undone, cannot, and it cannot, so that's what Swati ma'am's example was exactly, that they do not understand PI career. So see, there was cognitive happening, there was an impulse control that the child was being taught, that is again social emotional skill, and then need to rush and run, physical move. Cause and effect they establish. Yes, ma'am? Does anyone have something to say over there? Okay, fine. Centration. When they focus only on the noticeable feature. Giving two instructions at a time will not work at this time because the child is centrating its attention on one aspect. On one thing. To say separate the blue triangles from the red squares is tough for a child. In a UKG class right now, we do this towards the end of a UKG. And our riddles. So that's where our interdisciplinary activities and books are really designed for science. And that's why we asked you for your review and your understanding on where the challenges were in terms of books. So, centration is when you focus on the noticeable features and ignore the rest. For example, a bigger looking object and heavier will look more heavier, but sometimes it may not. But for a child, वो दिख रहा है. आपने क्ले तोड़ के रखा और आपने उसको जोड़ के दिया, उसको ये नहीं समझाएगा कि सेम अमाउंट रखे. राइट? वो वही देखेगा, उसको ज्यादा मिल गया. अरे बेटा सेम है. तुम बहुत बात कभी कभी उसको पैसिफाई कर देना. और हम ये नहीं सोचते उसको सॉल्व कैसे करना है. देख और देखो बात कर रहे हैं. Yours is bigger now because the child cannot identify and isolate. उसको जो दिख रहा है वो वही है. आपने भले उसको सेम क्वांटिटी दे दी होगी, पर उसको जो दिख रहा है उस पे फोकस. सेंट्रेशन. Lack of conservation skill. Right? Then egocentrism. Very high. मेरी चुट्टू लग गई, मैं दादी हाउस गया था, मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ. Morning circle times are full of egocentrism and their dogs. But how do we as teachers help? I'm going to go to the next slide and question certain things to you. Symbolic functions. That is why at this point role play works very well because the child attaches meanings to things around it. That's why your lesson plans will really work around a lot of play-based kind of things. Role playing, make-believe play, pretend play. It works very well. And that's why we have corners, where there are puppets. So I've seen a lot of teachers in circle time using a lot of puppets and talking. So the child transgresses to another, mode. And ट्रांसएक्टिव रीजनिंग बेसिकली ये कहना और ये समझना कि बारिश हुई है इसलिए मेरा झूला तेज चला हाँ कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है तो बेचारी क्या करे बारिश हुई और झूला तो तेज चल गया तो वो कनेक्शन बैठ गया and it's very natural what we try to push in is logic not possible we can just say yes sweetie it's raining today I know your swing is moving high although swing आपका फोर्स से आगे जा रहा है subtly pushing but ऐसे बहुत सारे concepts आपको दिखेंगे how can you help your child to step outside egocentrism anyone how can you help anyone okay so right now
Give them collaborative activity.
And that's why we promote you to say think fair share बहुत ऑर्गेनिकली आपने क्लास में इकोसेंट्रिज्म के बजाय पर्सपेक्टिव टेकिंग स्टार्ट करें सब करना है इकोसेंट्रिज्म से बाहर निकलना ना वो अपनी टर्न का वेट करो और बता रहा है सिंपल you are just helping the child to integrate itself to other factors in the classroom and there is where egocentrism steps aside not outside right so it's a part of the child so the question should not be outside but I purposely put it outside it is stepping aside because you're parallelly putting in a perspective which will not be seen ये मत सोचिए कि आप उसको रोज सिखा रहे तो उसको आपको दिख जाएगा no but it will become a part of its DNA because the child will evolve on second how do you gently correct transductive reasoning without dismissing the child's logic sorry transductive reasoning कैसे करेंगे मैंने एग्जांपल दिया है करेक्ट रीजनिंग देकर के पर उसको रिफ्यूट ना कर रिफ्यूट नहीं करना but certainly proper logic को pushing करके right how can teachers use symbolic play skills to make an academic lesson more accessible and engaging this is something I need your input from the teachers at the back there I love that benches अपनी क्लास में हमेशा आते हैं Are we going reverse? You know, reverse over there, teachers, please, I love to share with you. Ma'am? I wish I knew that's fine. Yes. How can you help make the lesson plans more engaging? Symbolic में कैसे डाल सकते हैं? Yes, very nice, ma'am. मैंने देखा था कौन बना था? I think I had one in Nursery. I had seen in one of the teachers' class how she became the fisherman and how she helped children recognize the numbers. So क्या हुआ? बच्चे imaginary world में चले गए. तो क्या handle हुआ वहाँ से? Egocentrism भी handle हो गया जहाँ उनकी imaginary world है. Imaginary plays at its peak at this point. We also made them imagine and then relate. And segregate, so she did this activity of a fisherman going to catch the numbers from the pond. It was beautiful. It was very nice. So, because the child is in symbolic play, try and incorporate elements as much. So, when you know these milestones, it helps you incorporate and plan your lessons accordingly. Right? Anyone else wants to tell me some examples that you have used in your classroom?
Pretend to travel in by a train, drink from an empty cup,
Yes.
Okay, like the Pooja ma'am was just mentioning that children tend to use their iCard as a phone.
Yes, a lot, a lot.
That is what is something that.
Yes, perfect. So you really sometimes have to not work so hard also on creation of TLM.
I mean, maths concepts we use that greater than less than using the
You know alligator. And the alligator I saw in one of the other classes. So beautiful that alligator. So मुझे लगा मुझे alligator possess कर ली. इतना प्यारा alligator बनाया है. मुझे alligator से प्यार हो गया. मुझे बहुत गंदा लगता था reptiles. But after that I loved alligator. Trust me, children love things like this. Obviously, TLMs work. But sometimes if there are no TLMs and elaborate TLMs, we can create things which are readily available. Like an iCard, like a zipper, like a bottle. This works, this works, okay, this is this. So you can really manifest that thinking in different ways. And take it to another level. Yes, ma'am. Creative arts, yes. Creating a hype. Oh, today is this. And you become that kind. Enthusiasm with them. Because cognitive skills are not seen as such. So we kind of sometimes figuring it out. Whether it's in the store, whether it's there, it will not be seen in one day. But that's why we reinforce concepts. Right? So symbolic play really works. Moving ahead, everyone. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, please.
I'm Jyoti Rajpal from Samples, right?
Okay, wow, hi ma'am.
Class, we have just made big mobiles.
Okay.
Mobile phones on the wall.
Mobile phones on mobiles.
Mobile phone, it does a chart paper, beautiful chart paper. We have numbers written on it, and whenever they feel little sad, so we just tell them to pick up the receiver, and then they can dial the number, and they talk to their mom, and they said, okay, mama. will
Oh,
come."
sweet is this. So nice. This is like a calming corner and it's so nice. These things really work it out. Yes, ma'am. So what are the reactions of the children?
They are so happy to dial the numbers, and they have learned their parents' mobile numbers also.
Wow, it's a skill, life skill that you also taught. So many times I also see, great, thank you ma'am. I also seen a lot of life skills can be integrated within classrooms. Like numbers are taught, safety, security is handled. Now with digital security rising, you can also help children set up passwords within themselves and say, okay, anybody who clones the voice, and sometimes there are voice clones that happen, how you need to help your parents understand that there is a safety password that the family can set up. Having those talks with the children, not just within the course or within the lesson plan. Because like I said, children are advancing faster. Their skills are advancing faster. So we as teachers need to be agile on that. Agility is something teachers' brains really have to. You all are wonderful, hardworking, very, very rich teachers in terms of your experience. However, agility is something which is challenging in today's time. So agility is something that we need to discuss, we need to talk, we need to find, we need to research and think what more can I do with my children who are anyways 5 times ahead. Right? So, great. Thank you anyone else who has an excellent ideas as what ma'am shared from Navi Mumbai. I'm sure you all would be doing so many things more. Great. So now we are moving to what we can do. Encourage exploration. We just talked about it. Demonstrate information. Ask questions. This is the time of what, where, why, how, when. बहुत कुछ है. I know कभी-कभी unnerving होता है. Please. Okay. I know this because my son does the same. So many questions. To be really, yeah, okay, what is, okay, yeah. Having the right answers. And for them, the curiosity is at the peak. So we need to. So you can probably sometimes even have question answer time. So other times is sometimes very structured also because you have a certain agenda in mind. So sometimes even so I've suggested in a lot of schools with during observations is before this person time this really works. Questions. It works very well. Before dispersal and request, sometimes I did see that there were times when teachers pushed in certain activities. Do not. 15 minutes cognitive unloading should happen before dispersal. Yeah, meditation, question. Just help them ask whatever they want to feel like because for them at this stage, the teacher is their God. Because it's so nice to see foundational stage children you are teaching foundation stage children. For them, the teacher is something, she's a goddess. So you, definitely. So even if they have some questions which are sometimes weird, sometimes not right, maybe for their age, but to validate it is something they're looking up to. And before this person, that works is a very good time to center themselves. Center their mind. पूरे दिन खेला कूदा समझा जाना पढ़ा खाया syllabus के through go through करा, but before this person, apart from meditation, just addressing what's going on in their minds. Because a lot is going on there. So, asking questions, cultivating curiosity further, extending learning beyond from school, from classroom to homes. आज आपने hot or cold देखा है ना, घर पे जाके देखना कि हमें चीजें cold है. Hot मतलब safety factor जरूर बता दीजिएगा. जैसे कहते हैं तो जाके छूने का. Your children are very, you have to be very careful with instructions for sure. I know you will be. But to get and extend learning back home, that's what NLP talks about. Learning opportunities within homes. Like I said, 60% of your time, of your child's time is in homes. Parents are busy, grandparents do not have so much knowledge as per the NLP now and the education policy. How can you, because you are the goddess for them, you can tell them, go back home and ye karke laiyega, so that it becomes a connecting thread for you for tomorrow's discussion to open up. Or for you to end up the discussion before dispersal time and say, kal kya bataya tha maine? I saw in one of the classes, she talked about hot and cold and how she said, कि घर जा करके मम्मी के साथ आज सिर्फ चाय पे बैठना. Just चाय पे बैठना and just discussing. We forget all of this. Children these days do not sit with families. I'm also getting a very different angle apart from domains here. It's the social emotional quotient which you are just going to go to. Making them help sit with intergenerational conversations is important and you can foster that. By just extending learning back home. So narratives, again, something very important in human development and child psychology is narratives. Narratives work beautifully with children. I know you are, yes, I'll just get back to you. You are confined within a 3-hour period. But narrative building is something that you can extend back to home. आज दादी के साथ बैठ के पूछ कर आना कि उनके घर में जब इंडिपेंडेंस डे की कोई बातें होती थी, because those are from that era, क्या हुआ था? It works very nice. Like when my son saw me with certain things, I had a conversation with him related to what is hard work. He just saw me preparing and doing a lot of things at home. So I said, at our times we used to do, हम computer पे कभी नहीं जाते थे. अब तो खैर normal है. But हम ना ऐसी books पढ़ते थे and things like that. And then I talked about the library, just the library, and I showed him across a library. And he was intrigued कि आपकी college की library इतनी बड़ी हो सकती है, because for him it's a library in a school. Giving him another dimension, adding another angle, narratives here. And narratives can only come up with people from other generations. So please remember, in human development, narratives have a rich ground to play in understanding and development further. Yes, ma'am.
So sometimes we do this activity in the class. I tell them to share their aha moments.
Wow.
When they're very happy. Or maybe oh no moments.
Yeah, wow.
Initially they would, be like listening hesitant. But gradually when I would share my oh no moment, it was a very, lot of traffic at the road.
Yeah.
I would initiate and then they come up and then we help each other.
Yes.
So all the children are involved in helping the child. How can
Yes, ma'am. See, ma'am opened up. And she said, देखो ना ये दिक्कत हुई. And suddenly they realized कि मेरी मैम जो क्लास में particular सूट पहन कर आती है ऐसी लगती है, उनको भी ये दिक्कत हो सकती है. Narratives.
So perfect.
Yeah, for them, that's what I said. You are there, and when they realize they are here also with you, it just breaks ice much better. It seemingly merges with them. To be here is anyways there, but when you become a part of them, obviously you do a lot of playful activities with them. But building narratives with them is something which I saw missing in some of the classes. And today, I also stand before all of you is out of all the learnings that I've got from my observations as well. Right? So great. Cultivating curiosity further, addressing the silliest of the questions, and that's why it's in the format. Silliest of questions, pause and reply. Sometimes teachers are so busy, I understand you have restraints of time, but they're so busy that, okay, chalo, everybody line up. That's why I said dispersal time को दिमाग में रखिए कि अब 15 मिनट रह गए. Sometimes it seems that it's almost about 11:40 and the teacher realizes it's 11:40 and then she's kind of a little rushing up and things like that. Please take note of the fact of making an alarm in your watches and just put it that you have 10-15 minutes to center your child before they disperse back to classrooms or to homes. And you can extend something thoughtful back to homes. It becomes beautiful to see how parents come back in meetings and say, "हाँ वो बता रहा था." Right? Great. And validate. Like I said, transductive reasoning cannot be validated, but you can definitely tell in the logic without rectifying the child, but just put in the logic. So that's validation. Now, we have another small case study in front of you called the language development. It's very cold outside, I know it is. And that's why I purposely chose this. All of you have copies? I have some extra copies which I can use. Okay, anyone who doesn't have? Let share. Think also and share. No, उन्होंने start ही करा है. उन्होंने login करा है. but अभी Okay, everyone's like this. I know. A little press on time. My little parakeet is there on the stage. For the online teachers online, just sharing in the resource with all of you. Can you see this in the online? Teachers online, can you read the case study?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Can you please read it? It will lead to a discussion on language development. I'll also read it for your reference. The morning circle time in Mrs. Bhatia's kindergarten class, where all students are 5 years old, some months apart, quickly became fascinating when she asked about the weather and asked her class, "Today I'm feeling very cold and there is no sunshine outside." When Mrs. Bhatia asked about the sudden dip in temperature, Liasha, who's 5 years 1 month, struggled to verbalize the change, simply pointing outside and stating, "Cold, cold, sun gone," relying on short telegraphic sentences. Varanya demonstrated a clear step forward when she offered her explanation. It got cold because a big cloud came over and then the sun went away. She used the conjunctions because and and. Manik, 5 years, 9 months, quickly built on this, not just explaining the past, but predicting the future. If it stays cloudy and the wind keeps blowing this hard, I think it might snow later. So we need to bring our hats and gloves. Manik was using language for advanced reasoning and social planning. It demonstrates pragmatic language use. Meanwhile, as the children, I'll just move this. Meanwhile, as the children wrote the word sun, Meena, 5 years, 6 months, clapped and excitedly declared, sun, it rhymes with fun, and the word sun starts with sound, like my snake toy, which I hope I'm right. Yeah. Meena's ability to manipulate the sounds within the word, isolating the rhyme and initial sound, demonstrated a strong phonological awareness. Thanks to Pooja ma'am for this. A crucial pre-literacy skill. Meena is definitely your student. When the teacher finally asked for a story about yesterday's weather, Liasha could only recall a single fact. Rain fell. While Manik delivered a fully structured narrative, first, the wind blew the leaves off the trees, and the black clouds came, and last we went inside for hot chocolate, solidifying the distinctive differences in narrative structure and linguistic proficiency across the age band. Everyone's ready? Can I get to the understanding around this? I hope the teachers have read it. All right. So what was happening in this is we saw an entire range of language that evolved in a classroom which has 5 years old and some months apart. And you could see how the differences are. So now moving ahead, how can we help Liasha? First, quickly everybody. We are less on time, we have just maximum about 15 minutes. We have a little more to do. How can we help Liasha? We just say 4 words.
Very short broken sentences. So
Right.
we can
She's actually using words. Right?
Encourage her to be much more instead of words.
Right. So what can we do? We can do expansion and model. We can help. Oh yes, it is cold and that's why you need a coat because the sun is gone. Right? How can we set up a quick 5-minute activity in the classroom that forces students to use if-then language to solve a simple problem?
Temporal words and sequencing.
Okay, great. That's it. So what's temporal words and sequencing, ma'am? I just asked. Right. Okay. So here, yes, ma'am. Anybody?
Starting center from the beginning, center, and then the end.
Right. Right. Temporal sequencing. First it said we will go out, then we come inside and have hot chocolate. That is temporal words and sequencing. And you're sequencing the thoughts in the right order. For the child to then say. Right? What is the fastest and easiest activity a teacher can use during a transition to encourage the whole class to practice Neena's skill of hearing sounds in words? Time change. Today, so you do a lot of this in the class, but these are just examples of how, so these are from your classroom only. Only Mrs. Bhatia is over here. Anybody Mrs. Bhatia? Okay, there's no one who's Mrs. So this is Mrs. Bhatia's class. Right? So, yes, word change really helps in terms of sound connection, word games, letter connections. I think Pooja is over here who also suggested huge number of activities for you all to do in language development and phonics classes. So I'm not getting into details of it, but that's where language development evolves. So if you see, this is the same classroom with different children in the same age range, but some months apart. So there is an advancement in the skills of the language. What is one single small element of language that you want to be more intentional about teaching or observing in your class? Everybody. Pronunciation. Very good. Good for you. Pronunciation. What else? Elaboration. Helping them connect their thoughts and getting it to pronunciation will probably come a little later, but to connect thoughts and put it in the right order is pragmatic thing. Second. Third. Vocabulary building. Excellent.
Expression.
Expression. Very good. What else? New Year, new resolutions, expression, vocabulary building, pronunciation. Anything else?
Confidence to speak up.
Confidence to speak up, giving them the platforms. What else? So when the child is good and is given the platform of connecting language and thoughts. तो बहुत बार apprehension क्यों होती है? क्योंकि बच्चा ये hesitate करता है कि मैं ठीक से नहीं express करूँगा. You know, that has its social. So क्योंकि they are now very aware of their self really comes in place. So they get conscious. So giving them the platform, हाँ, but connectors, you can help in connectors. You can have the class say, okay, is going to say something, you're going to help him. What else, anybody? Developing communication skills is our entire holistic damage. Great. So I know you all have great things on you. Or the host would like you to unmute. Okay. Right. Now, let's read through this. How vocabulary and language development takes place. It starts from vocabulary and sentence structure, where the child talks about sentences, which is 4 to 9 words higher in collaboration, more complex, many ideas. They use pronouns and their possessives become common. By grammar and speech, they use more consistently the past and future tense, plurals. Speech becomes clearer. So if you see what are all your expectations, you will read it here. The child from a talker becomes a conversationalist and then a communicator. That's the illusion. Talker, conversationalist, and a communicator. Can you see the evolution band? सिर्फ बात करना, conversation strike करना और communicate करना is where you want your children to reach. Being able to express. The picture is exactly what a circle time also helps. Word building, word chain, ideas, integration, differentiation, acceptance. Circle time is not just an activity. It's huge in child development. So here, moving ahead, I'm just going to talk about some milestones which are going to tell me what it really stands for. Begins to prefer playing with others rather than alone. Okay? Cooperative. Social emotion तो ये सारे हैं. आप मुझे बताएंगे कौन? Begins to prefer playing with others. ये मैंने बता दिया आपको. Associative and cooperative play. So by the time the child is 5 to 6, it's very, very nice to see how from solitary parallel play the child becomes cooperative and then associative. Cooperative is not associative. Mind you. Barton said it very clearly that पहले cooperative होगा, पहले perspective समझेगा तो ही तो associate करेगा. Because egocentrism is high. Do you see that? Why is every domain interconnected web of capabilities? Here it is. Begin to make peace with themselves. What is the concept? Come on, everybody. Self-acceptance, self-control. Begins to like structured rule-based games. Structured play. Begins to express complex feelings like frustration or disappointment. So we are coming towards end of UKG now. What is the term for begins to express emotional expression? Emotional awareness. जब complex feelings आने लगती है तो emotional awareness आता है. पहले तो happy sad ही होता है. धीरे-धीरे complex होने लगता है dimension. Pride, disgust, surprise, disappointed. Sad से disappointed फर्क. The child now starts little bit understanding of differences between complex emotions. And that is where social emotional skills also have a very important role to play for you to now incorporate that more in your classroom. Because the child is now getting a better understanding of the range of emotions. And also for you as teachers to label them there. What are you feeling? You're feeling hungry? And that's why you're irritated. Help the child. और frustration होता है इस समय जब वो नहीं बता पाता उसको क्या हो रहा है पर कुछ तो हो रहा है. वो कुछ आप उसको हेल्प करें. And similarly communicate with parents about it. Because emotional regulation starts from here. जहाँ बच्चा coping up नहीं सीख पाता है, it leads to bad frustrations in later life. Development lifespan. It starts from here. Erickson talked about it from here, psychosocial development. Begin to tell clearly what their life synthesis is. Self-expression. Very good. Excellent. So the shift here is from being individual needs to social competence. बहुत बड़ा shift मार रहा है बच्चा इन 3 सालों में. 3, 4 and 5, 6. By the time they reach class 1, I am still jittery my son is going to enter big school. But I know he's doing a lot in his brain. And it gets me more reasonable. So how do we help? How do we facilitate? We model, we promote, we reinforce, we foster, we teach, we emphasize. And there is where your skills really matter. Your skills and your understanding of your mindset with relation to developmental milestones. So let's play this little quiz that I gave you an idea about in the beginning. That please pay attention. We have a little quiz for all of you. So we are drawing closer to our presentation here. Everybody, even on the online side, can you all read the statements? You have to identify the statements that are true. Let me read it out. You can just say true or false. Development occurs in a random and unpredictable manner. Are you sure or unsure? आवाज में श्योरिटी नहीं थी, जवाब में थी. इतने डाउट में इतने डाउट में then the purpose is divided. This is true. This is false. It's not random, huh? It has a stepwise variation, like we just said in the beginning. It forms the foundation. It is a prediction. It is a roadmap. It is. The behavior can be unpredictable, but you know where the child is. उसकी फाइन होता है प्रॉब्लम, उसकी सोशल इमोशनल में दिक्कत है अभी, क्योंकि अभी वो स्टेज में immature है. But definitely understand development is predictable. You will know कि जब तक वो क्रेयॉन को ऐसे नहीं पकड़ेगा, वो ऐसे नहीं पकड़ेगा. आइंस्टाइन नहीं बोल रहा है कि वो पैदा होते कैसे पकड़ लेगा, वो ऐसे ही पकड़ेगा पहले. So it's predictable. Development is continuous. Everyone? Perfect. You can give a thumbs up. Different aspects of development are separate and distinct from each other. Thank God. Good. Development involves the process of integration where different skills and capabilities are combined to form more complex ones. True, big true. All children develop at the same rate and pace. Very big. That's what our teachers are. Heredity plays a more significant role in development than environment. Why? Nature and nurture go together. Nurture is you. Nature was Mummy, Papa, DNA. But what you do is the difference that you make. Development proceeds from general global movements to more specific and refined ones. Everyone? The rate of development is consistent across all phases of growth. Development is influenced by the interplay between heredity and environment. Great. So these are some myths that are decoded. Development is continuous, development is sequential and predictable, holistic and interconnected, integrated and differentiation takes place, individual differences. Rate in every phase is not the same. So definitely remember, there are early maturers and there are late maturers. Do not compare. That's what this whole Mrs. Bhatia's classroom language development is an example. Right? From general to specific interplay of heredity and environment. We are now going to do this small activity where on an A4 sheet, you're going to pick up any one statement that you like out of this. You might like all, but you have to pick up one. And you will convert it into a milestone-based goal. How? I'll just tell you. For example, I have picked up the child is currently building their capacity for emotional regulation. I pick up and I will say, I will help. Here we will not say we. I will help with a visual check-in tool and sentence starter to help articulate needs. I have picked up the child constantly cries or whines when they don't get their way or when a task is hard. Pick up any one statement and convert it into what the child is going through. If I pick up the purple down, then I would write, the child is currently building on their capacity for emotional regulation and I will help with a visual checking tool. pick up any one statement, everyone here. You want me to make it bigger? Teachers in the online forum, I hope you are able to see the statements. Kindly write it down. Give it a moment. Think about it. How would you make a shift in your mindset with certain challenges that are commonly seen like this? These are very few. I know you see so many more. But when we make a decision of a mindset shift, that is where the difference begins. Please write in your statements. Can I help you out again? For me, the child is currently building on the capacity for emotional regulation, and I will help with a visual check-in too. You can pick up your statements and write down the paradigm shift. I will just play a video for you. I want you all to see the video and then you can finish this activity. Have you all picked up your statements? Do you want me to read them all? Statement 1, the child pushes or grabs a toy or a material from another student without asking. Second, the child is frequently lost or confused when trying to follow multi-step directions. Third, the child exaggerates or tells clearly untrue stories about their weekend or family. Fourth, the child rushes through drawing or writing tasks, resulting in ineligible, messy work. Fifth, during group time, the child fidgets, rolls, or walks off the carpet, disrupting the story. Next, the child constantly cries or whines when they don't get their way out or their task is hard. And the last, the child insists on playing the exact same game with the same rules every day. ऐसे कुछ challenges आपके chips में भी थे. Any one statement and change it into a milestone-based goal that I will help with this because my child is still doing this. Have you all understood? Yes. Everyone? You can think, take your time, just pick up your sentences and write it. उसके बाद आप कर लीजिएगा. Speka, I want you to see this video, which is a personal favorite of mine, on how mindsets work within classrooms. Can I play the video for all of you? If you picked up your statements, anybody not picking up the statement in line with me? Everyone's picked up statements? कोई हाँ नहीं कर रहा है मतलब कुछ तो बच्चा है. Statements pick up करिए आपने. It's an important task for you because that will help me identify mindsets are changing. Answer अभी भले ही ना लिखिए, statements pick up करिए. Everyone? So moving ahead. Can you all see the video here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Everyone can see the video? On the online forum?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Here it is. Please watch the video. पता नहीं कहाँ है.
Sound तो आरोप है ना नहीं.
इसमें तो आई नहीं. कोई बात नहीं, सर देखने तो चाहिए. चल रहा था समझ.
इसमें लगी पड़ी है ना ऐसे और उससे जाएगा.
कोई बात नहीं भैया, सिर्फ देखने की है. So there's this teacher who sees a student constantly not connecting to the task that she has actually wanting her child to do the homework about. She's a teacher in the morning going for jogging. So there is a problem in the audio. There is no words here, but just a good music that runs behind. But till we sort that out, she goes to her class. This is a teacher who's teaching college students. There's this student who loves to hear things on his AirPod, which is a very common phenomena these days. He walks into the classroom. She tells him about this homework, which he doesn't hear to. She watches, she thinks, she reflects. She goes and puts the book in front of him and says, just read it. He doesn't want to. She thinks, she reflects. She thinks what she can do different because he thinks differently. He doesn't want to. She thinks, she reflects. He doesn't want to. It is disturbing her because she is the teacher who, for her, every child matters. She then puts the book in a podcast form and gives it to him because she realizes that the boy is more an auditory person. Maybe, yes. The guy listens to it. If you just see, that was where he made a difference. He listens, he gets interested, he picks up the book, he reads it. He reads the book again. He opens pages without the AirPods mind you. She gets a call at night at 4 o'clock. I know you would not get this call at 4, but that's what is the beauty that this video tries to tell you. He's asking her, what does page number 21 mean? And when do we have to give this over? And there is where the teacher feels happy about the fact that the boy is connected to what the task is. The stories that define us begin in the classroom. It's all about changing our mindsets, decoding the child from within. There are realms of development, and each intervention you make makes a difference. And there is where I thank you all for being such a wonderful audience to me, for your support, for your rich classroom interventions that made a lot of my material in the class in the PDP. Thank you so much. I hope today and tomorrow we enter our classrooms with a different mindset shift that we might just want to make us little differences in the classroom. I would request you all to think about the statement and make a note of it and then post it on the chart papers maybe a little later. We are running short now. We are going to start with the next classroom. Thank you so much, all the teachers, and thank you all over here. Thank you. The QR code is on the PPT that is running in the
doors outside. And even if you pay small.
coming with Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. You heard me a lot of times, but over here. क्या करूँ उसको?
Thank you, Pujama. Thank you so much. I'm sure we've all learned a lot today, and we are going to implement it in our classrooms as well. Like ma'am said, the narratives, it's very important part of the workshop, and I'm sure that you all will follow this in your classrooms. Thank you, Pujama. Thank you so much. We'll have a break of 5 minutes. Food will be served inside. And then we continue with the next session.
पीछे दिखेगा
I request all the teachers to be seated now. It's already 12 o'clock. We're going to start late, we'll end late. And it's a small request. I hope everyone has signed the attendance sheet now. No one is left, right? Very important that you have your signatures there on that attendance sheet because we have to send it to take a seat. Yes. Very good. Settle out fast, all the teachers, and please call your friends as well. We're going to start with the second session for today. I would request all of you to be seated. I'm sure we enjoyed the first session and we are going to enjoy it even more now because we have teachers from Amity itself. So they are there. We have Prerna and Jyoti ma'am.
And change according to you.
So like I said, morning, I hope everybody is well fed and not fed up. Please sit down. We've done this one very, very good session. Thank you so much, Pooja. And now we have another Pooja. So, बहुत सारी अच्छी हो रही है, बहुत सारी learning practices हो रही है, collaborative work हो रहा है, and I think all this is going to hold us in very good stead in the years to come. In fact, I was speaking to a teacher who joined one of our branches recently from another school, and she was saying, I spent I don't know how many years in my previous school. I've never experienced something like this where everyone sits together and works out the year's program and the lesson plan. So I think that speaks volumes about what Ramati and what our chairperson ma'am does for her children through all of you, because you are the ones that take ma'am's vision down to the children. So over to Kavita to introduce our next resource person, and I'm sure you're going to be greatly benefited by the next session as well. Once again, thank you, Pooja, and welcome, Pooja.
Oh, it's not a session, it's a.
I'm so sorry. You were doing the one in the afternoon.
I don't have any sessions.
Oh, why did
I have a small PDP session with the outstation.
So you have a session. Yeah. Sorry, Prerna, right?
That's right. And Jyoti.
And Jyoti. So over to Prerna and Jyoti. I'm so sorry, my bad. With so many, I think I also must be. So like I said, they are teachers from Vasundhara Sector 6, Prerna. She has been 7 years of experience with us at Amity, Vasundhara 6. And Jyoti has 15 years of experience. She's also won the Teachers' Day essay competition, which she has mentioned. So we should give a big applause to that. Thank you. Over to both of you. Play to learn and learn to play. Good afternoon to our respected chairperson, ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, ma'am, our esteemed principals, heads, and my fellow teachers. On this refreshing, beautiful morning, which has turned to afternoon now, I greet you all with a smile. Every morning, we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. Let's carry this sense of renewal, curiosity, and joy into our hearts as we begin. I would like to begin by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to our visionary chairperson, ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, ma'am, a remarkable educationist, a guiding light, a caring mother, and truly a woman of substance, whose warmth, wisdom, and vision inspire us to dream bigger, innovate, and create meaningful learning experiences for our students. I would also like to sincerely thank Mrs. Anita Sethia, ma'am, our senior HR consultant and trainer, whose support give us this wonderful platform to share, learn, and excel. And she has already reported for all what important learning from us. And our teacher thanks you, Saket, for organizing this workshop. Thank you so much. I, Jyoti Makija, along with my colleague, Mrs. Prerna Baratkar, will be conducting this session on the theme Play to Learn and Learn to Play. Learning begins best when the mind is free and joyful. Since tomorrow we will be celebrating Lohri, festival of joy, harvest, and togetherness, let us begin in the spirit of play and celebration. I invite everyone to stand up, feel the rhythm, and move freely to the drum. Smile, sway, tap your feet, spin, wave your hands. Wonderful. Just exactly what play-based learning Building on this experience, let me now take you to the key learning outcomes of today's session. By the end of the session, we all will be able to understand the concept and importance of play-based learning in early childhood education. Identify different types of play, including structured, teacher-led, and free play. Design simple, engaging play-based activities aligned with kindergarten learning goals. Demonstrate effective scaffolding techniques to extend student critical thinking during play. To take us further on this journey and help us understand one of the most important foundations of early learning, that is play, I now invite Prerna ma'am to lead us out. Dear teachers, now that our bodies are warmed up, let's move into simple ranging activities that help to connect the body and the brain. Just like our little ones, let's move, laugh, and get our brains ready to learn. So here are some ranging exercises. One is just staying here, and there are more which are coming right up to your tables. And they're coming right to your tables. You can please explore them, and then you have to come here and display. Before that, one of the volunteers can please come up and do this activity. Anyone gets now, please.
Which goes on. Please, ma'am. Faster. Yes. Yes. Very good. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. And other from the neighbors, can you please come to your pair and please stay here. Teacher, we have a simple range of exercises which help us develop both parts of the brain, left and right. Other teachers, I would request you, the other papers which have the activities, kindly line up so that they can check one. We are going to check this one. Let us silence. 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 So let us please remember we have to also pick up the time. So kindly line up for the next scene so that we can. Hey, now what you have to do in this one, take it around. Both hands, both hands. This one,
Faster, you can try faster.
Do you feel the change when you go the second time? Do you feel that we're able to do faster? Yes. That's all. Next one, please come up. I hope it's visible to all of you. So as you can see, this activity is from a simpler one to a complex one. Where they have to first for simple lines and then they have to curve, more curve and more zigzag lines.
And please move aside so that everybody can see the range in which you're not visible to everybody.
Thank you. That's top line. You have to use both your hands. No, ma'am, that is. You can get here. You can get here. This is little bit difficult for the children. 1, 3, 5. How was it?
It required a lot of use of fingers and brain, eye-hand coordination.
And it still doesn't develop. Please, one seat.
It required me to connect.
Nice job now. Next part.
Ma'am, please put this on the audience that everyone can
This help in. I'm using a mic in this This help in problem solving, critical and concentration and concentration.
I think everyone has done it. Are there anyone else? Can you please come here? Teachers, can I request for your attention, 100% attention, because the resource persons have put in a lot of effort. I just urge you to listen to them, please. It's for you, it's for all of us.
Do you need a marker?
Yeah.
Thank you. No issues, you can do it with your hands also.
Yeah. Yes, right. So you can use their fingers also to do it. You have to use both their hands. You have to hold two markers or two fingers to do it, and it helps to develop both sides of the fingers. Now, one can hold it for that, and another one can use both the markers. Both the markers, yes. Yes, the purpose of the range exercise is yes. You can make more patterns. This was just an example. I will share it.
Ma'am, you can show it in the camera. Ma'am, here is the camera. This way.
Okay, for my online teachers, here are some daily activities. I think you can see it, and maybe you can turn the camera later on and you can have a glimpse of it. Okay, for the PDP training exercises during the class.
Concentration and
Okay, yes, please help in concentration building, critical thinking, yes.
they help in eye-hand coordination.
Eye-hand coordination.
Critical thinking.
Yes. Yes. Mind focusing. And what do you think like happen if we keep activating it right and left? Yes. And what do you think it will help us with if we keep using it every day? Anyone?
Boost memory. Memory decision-making skills.
Boost the memory. Yes. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your responses. We have put it in our classes and we use it as a welcome activity also. After the welcome activity, they use these ranging exercises and they take turns to do it and they have built self-confidence and we have seen actual changes in the children who do the work in their classes. So it's a great activity we all can use in our classes. Now let's move into the heart of early childhood learning stage. As said by Maria Montessori, the mother of Montessori methods, play is the work of the child. Also, the winner of Nobel Prize winner, Albert Einstein, describes play as the highest form of research. So when a child is born, what do you think he does? He or she does? What do you think when a child is born, he or she does? Explores. Have you seen something up?
Yes.
Explore cats legs? Yes. And when it grows, 3-4 months का हो जाता है, 6 months का हो जाता है, what और leg does it do? Yes, of course. Exploring. Yes, she is a recent mother, so she can tell us more about this.
It looks more sensory, more free and extrovert.
I think the statement is too active and at the back. Like to have, okay. So yes, children are born to play. It's their natural state of playing. Through play, they explore and get to know the world around them. They become familiar what is around them, how they can interact with people, how they can know around the world. And as children, we all have played lot many games in our childhood. And now today I'm going to take you back to your childhood. आपको अपने बचपन में ले जा रही हूँ. So one volunteer from each table, kindly come and take one item from here.
Please come.
Please volunteer, please.
You have to take one toy from there and just have to stay on your table. One from each table. One from each table.
We hope that you all are enjoying playing with the toys with which we used to play. Yes or no? Can I hear it loud? Great. Okay. What goes to your mind when I say play? What are you talking about? One or two. What did you get? Have you done it at all in the dialogue? कैसा लगा उसको बात करके? बहुत अच्छा. That is the kind of thing that we do in our classes. Yes, bonding. And I'll tell you what, that is my daughter's doll. First thing I will make, first one to conversation. Enjoying. Emotions we have right now. Someone has also got tic-tac-toe. Yeah. क्या बोलते थे बचपन में tic-tac-toe को? क्या बोलते थे? नीला बोलते थे. और नहीं, खेलों को जानो तो क्या है? क्या और? मजा आया? बचपन की यादें. Did we ever think that we can learn about animals and birds today? We didn't know at that time when we were children. इसके पास एक गाता playing cards, which game of cards? Wait, time to be a doctor. that we played as children without even realizing the impact that they had on our lives. Okay, I'll tell you one small story. I was just a very, very tropical class. आप लोगों ने कभी फिल्म का नाम देखा है? उसके बाद मधु के आसपास की कोई sharing and they say a lot of things, right? And there is lot of sharing, right? और बहुत सारी बातें बोलते हैं. Have you ever seen the lawn tennis match? उससे कोई कुछ बोलता है? Even if the fans try to cheer, they will say, "Come on, Nadal, come on." The referee, he gets angry and he says, "Silence, silence. The players are ready." Have you seen that? So let's have a tennis stadium, not a cricket match. Okay? Thank you. So now, as per researchers, when we play, our whole mind lights up. हमारी पूरी mind की फंसी चल जाती है. And there is a chemical that our body releases. Can you tell me the name? Hormone. Dopamine. Yes. Dopamine is a hormone that is released by our head. And what does it do? It makes us happy, and when I read it, I also realized it motivates us to play further. That is why the children play, 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 and play. That is the reason play is an important tool in our hands. Please change the slide. What do you think is the play-based pedagogy? Anyone? Learning to play. Talk about learning to play. Learning to play and engaging the children to explore more and more around them. Yes, thank you. So I'm not saying much time here. It is an approach to teaching and learning where children learn to play rather than direct instructions. It is based on the idea that young children understand the world best when they are actively engaged, curious, and have fun. Okay, have the next slide. Next. So NEP 2020 also focuses on it, and I will not go into details of it. NEP clearly states that children from ages 3 to 8 learn best through play, stories, art, music, movement, and hands-on activities. Next. So here is a small video of children enjoying the play. This is the real laughter that we find in our classrooms when they are engaged in play. Here are some key aspects of play-based pedagogy. They not to the details, health and holistic development, active learning, and they do purposeful activities. Activities have a purpose and they are aligned with the learning objectives as designed by the teachers. And there are three kinds of okay, structured, teacher-led, and unstructured play, which we will have a demo right now after 10 minutes. And last but not the least, the use of environments. The learning environment is very crucial, it's very important. We need to provide provocations, materials, and setups that help the children to explore and investigate. And now I hand over my mic to Jyoti ma'am, who is going to do some writing for you.
Thank you so much, Prerna ma'am, for beautifully explaining what play truly means in early childhood education. So, dear teachers, we began our session with energetic dole beats and celebrated the warmth of the festival of glory. But still something is missing. Any guesses? Popcorn. Okay, popcorn and reverie. Exactly. What else? Sorry? Bonfire, great. But who is going to make these ravioli and popcorns and mithais for us? Come on. That is sweet fun, okay. And what is the sweet fun called? Halwai. So I want all of you to please stand up quickly. I will take you to the halwai and fun who will help us to do all the necessary professions for Lord. So are you all ready? Yes. I can't tell you, are you all ready? Yes. Okay. Hope I'm visible. I request online teachers also to join me.
Yeah, ma'am, you can see.
I'm
अब नीचे देखिए खोला हुआ है मैम इसे
I'll turn the page.
Come on. Bodhram halwai, bhai Bodhram halwai. Bodhram halwai, bhai Bodhram halwai. धोबी दर्जी और लोहार चौथा बेटा नहीं भाई मोटराम हलवाई भाई मोटराम मोटराम की पैंडेली टोपी पीली लाल गुलाबी टाई भाई मोटराम हलवाई मोटराम हलवाई भाई मोटराम Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Now, we will get the topic for the next activity. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. They go to work. Now, we have designed 3 play stations, each offering a unique play experience. I now request 9 teachers to kindly come forward and join in to explore these activities. Come on, quickly, we are short of time. Yeah, one to school, please, quickly. Yeah, thank you. Do you have 9 on the stage? Quickly. Okay. Thank you, Riju. Thank you so much. Before I proceed, I will tell you some rules. Each one of you will get an opportunity to experience all the 3 play stations. The choice is completely yours. You will decide where you would like to begin. And remember, play choice is very powerful and meaningful because it allows each child to follow their own curiosity, explore freely, make decisions, take ownership of their learning. And remember the golden rule. The most important rule is only 3 participants at the station at a time. So please choose your station. You have 4th station here. Come, please. Station 1, 3 participants at station 1. 3 at station 2 here, near the green court. Yeah, can I have 2 more participants quickly? आजो नर्सरी वाला ये ज़्यादा नहीं है आजो प्लीज जल्दी नर्सरी वाला जो अपनी क्लास में बच्चों को कराते हैं yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so I will tell you the what activities we are going to do on these stations. Online teachers, I hope you can see the activities going ahead. We are going to do 3 activities now. Station 1. At the first play station, dear teachers, you will engage in a role play activity using props providing to the creativity and enact and present your roles. Station 2. At the second station, you will have an opportunity to choose your own helper. Prerna, there are 3 helpers in the box. Kindly give them the choice to choose their own helper to help them. 3 helpers are there with the safety pin.
3 helpers are there. You just give it to them.
Okay. And at the second station, you will have an opportunity to choose your own helper, guide them to collect their tools, and help them reach the finishing point. But for this, you have to cross some fun hurdles along the way. First, you will walk zigzag between cones like this. You will go zigzag. You have to walk zigzag between the cones. Look for your tool. Jump into the hoopla.
Thank you. Everybody knows Dr. KG answer? Here advisor to check on the map and is here to attend the workshop and understand what three
Ma'am, online sorry, start क्या करूँगी?
And second station, you will have the opportunity to choose your own helpers, guide them to collect their tools, and help them reach the finishing point. First thing you have to do is you have to go crisscross, look for the tool. If you find the tool, take it, then jump through this hoopla. Again, jump out, look for your tool, and cross the hurdle finally. And don't forget to collect your tool. At the station 3, we have worksheet. Most children will do with the help of their teacher. So can we start? And we have some music here. Thank you. Yeah, three participants. Yeah, 3 silent.
No, come here. Now we will play. We will definitely be going to play. Please put it back. Be a good girl. Come. Let's put it back. Very good. See, I have something very special for you. Very good. You wrote the message so well. Excellent. Come here. I have some special things for you. Sit here. Wow. See, so many toys I have for you. Wow. See, what is there inside? Come on, you can observe.
Yeah. So, yes, you start the activity. Very good. Very good. Say, all the 3 of you have done it. Can you explain what helpers did you choose and what all tools you have collected?
So I'm a doctor and this is bandage, but I'm collecting injections, aprons, and stethoscopes.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have a table, so I got the tape, buttons, and so I have the traffic police and I have taken traffic light, zebra crossing and
Excellent. You have done a good job. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. And what about the table? Have you done your worksheet? Oh, wow. So, what was in your worksheet?
that they all are but then they can see the doctor and fireman and
Thank you. On day 3, they matched the helpers with their tool. And on the second station, we saw they played kinesthetically and learned about helpers and their tools. And here they are freely exploring. So this takes 3 types of play. Any guesses? Table 1. Which type of play is this? Yes, ma'am. Unstructured. Very good. We can say unstructured or free play is there. Yeah. And what about station 2? Yes, it is. It is teacher-led. Yeah, teacher instructed the children how to go about. And what about station 3? Structure. Because the activity was very well planned and they have to stick to the activity and it was it. And teacher guided them to do the worksheet. Thank you, dear teachers. But before we disperse it, we can always do the transition because I promised it that we will do all the 3 activities. So do remember to do the transition. Okay? So you want to do the transition? These 3 teachers have already won. No worry, you can transit. These 3 teachers can come on this table. Wait. Come, make a line. Very good. And one train from this side. And there you go. Now you can cross. Great. Thank you. We are not going to read the activity this time, but this is the way we do the transition in the class. Thank you. Thank you, dear teacher. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, there was also a child who was not ready to play.
So we have discussed the roles and what do children do and what do teachers do during free play, guided play, and structured play. Would you like to add your inputs? You can go through the screen and you can just add your inputs. Are all these free play important? On? Yes or no? Yes. Because it allows children of different capabilities, abilities, inherent talents to explore and learn through a play method very freely. Okay, moving ahead. Now tell me, what did you observe something else? Did you observe something else during the activity? How did the teacher ensure the smooth functioning of the activity? All children are occupied. Great. What else? Sorry? Great, wonderful observation. But before that, I asked you, how did the teacher ensure the smooth functioning of the class? Yes, she sets her rules, and rules in the class are very important before any activity. So please do set your rules, and obviously not in one day, but slowly and gradually, children learn those rules and they start following it. Okay, and now, did you notice any child is disruptive? As Barbara once said, yes, the teacher let that child sit in another corner. If yes, how? How did the teacher handle that child, the disruptive child? Yes, attending to this needs or her needs, but how? We all saw that there was a child who was pushing, right? Try to the relaxing corner and make the child calm. Excellent, wonderful. So what you just described is called an intervention. Okay, so intervention is a thoughtful action by a teacher to support a child's learning or emotional needs without disturbing the learning of others. So that the class can go fluently, the teacher distracted the child who was disturbing others and intervened. It ensures that every child can participate meaningfully, stay focused, and feel included, while the rest of the class continues. This is the essence of play to learn and learn to play. Learning happens naturally through play, and teachers' role is to observe, guide, and intervene thoughtfully without interrupting the flow of the play. In our classrooms, I'm sure you all must be having these 4 corners: reading, relaxation, creative, and discovery corner. Is it? Yes. Can you tell us your bingo, please? Yes. So you can use these corners effectively to intervene, to adjust the discipline of the class. And the sensory corner is really a powerful tool in a classroom as it provides a safe space to calm down, regulate emotions, and refocus. Ma'am, you can play this video where the children are indulged in the structured, teacher-led, and free play. Ma'am, can you please play the video?
Have you named? Wow.
Clock tower, wow. Hey, wow. Children are born in three shapes. The first one, where children are making anything they want. I took the picture there where they are making tents, box of tents, and this is the structured part where they have been given cards and they are making blocks accordingly. That was a small video of our children involved in different kinds of play, and now it's time. I know. Tell me, what do we need the most? क्या चाहिए होता है सबसे ज्यादा सुबह चाय. Yes. Now it's time to warm ourselves. Let me give you a choice: chai or coffee. All chai keep on raise on. And now please join here. Come. All chai lovers. सबको आते हैं. चाय वाली तरह तो coffee वाली please join us. But to enjoy this time of coffee, we all need to go at a train. So I request everyone, to join me. Please, quickly. Let's take it. Once in a night. And the fun rule is, I want to say, I'm a chai lover, and I want to let it respond louder for coffee. Are you all ready? Please join us. You have to go to the county train. How can you miss county train? Come on. Are you all ready? Music, please. Chai. Okay, teachers can also say the same. On the way. Cha. Thank you so much for your participation. Our train has now reached the 10-minute stop. join me for making that tea for us. Please, 8 volunteers to make that tea. Quickly, quickly, quickly. 8 volunteers. I'm looking for 8 volunteers. One, two, three, 4, 6, 7. Hello. I have a we have 8 volunteers. Thank you for coming. These 8 volunteers are given steps to make tea. They are going to make the tea in front of us. And what these pretty ladies have to do is you have to observe them. Okay, you have to observe each and every action of them. So here we go. Volunteer 1, you can start. I'm going to take out the cup from the box and place them on the counter. So the volunteer 1 is taking out cups from the box and she's placing it on the counter. Okay, can you say with me? तुम टी पियोगे एक कप चाय टी पियोगे एक कप चाय टी पियोगे very nice. I'm making chai for everyone. Okay, are you all ready to drink the tea? Okay. Volunteer 2, volunteer 2 really come. You don't have to read your instructions, you just have to perform. That is for you. Yeah. They will observe. These are the stoves. Just pretending to be the stoves that you can use to make the tea. Yes, here the water for you. Okay, add water. Yes, yes. Now volunteer. I hope you all are observing them. What are they doing? What are the steps? Use the TV. Yes, yes, my observers, you have to observe, you have to talk, you can't miss on the single step. All eyes there on them. Now automatic है. Sit and empty. Okay, at the end you will get a very yummy cup of tea that also. Yes, next. बच्चे है ना पहली हाथ नहीं कर रहे हैं. It's induction. Yeah, many variations that have come, and we are proud of all the children who know all the variations of cooking. Next one, 7. You can just stand here. You can stand here. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. The tea is ready. The tea is ready. Can you please serve me a cup ahead?
Sorry, ma'am.
And here is the tea. And you all have made it together. So it is my favorite tea, I must say. And the tea. And the tea. Okay. So I hope you all were observing. And can you tell me what did you all observe? In one word. I don't need sentences. Yes. मैं इंडक्शन था इंडक्शन था अजय की कूटा भी अजय कूटो किसने एक बार और वन रिपीट द एक्शन very good what else yes one from this table frequency okay मुझे इतना आगे नहीं जाना बस मुझे चाय पे ही रहना है मुझे कॉफी नहीं करानी कभी इवनिंग नहीं मुझे ठीक ऐसे ही अंदाजे से experience yeah don't I'm looking still for some new one making chai everybody at work okay done but still I'm looking for some words what did you observe? Can you okay? I will simplify it for you. Can you tell me the actions which they did? Can you tell me the actions which they did? Excellent. It was what else? Okay, great. Boiling of water. Okay. No, we are not even taking any questions. Only the actions. Only the actions. I had high correlation. Very good. So, teachers, can you quickly repeat your actions? And while they repeat, I'm going to ask you something. Quickly. Have you noticed did they did the action once or many times? Once. No, just read it carefully. That means that you have not observed. Are they doing the same action 2 to 3 times or it is just once? Just please observe, they are making it once again. And what else?
More than one Tricia doing.
Pouring also, great. Ma'am, you can also answer the question on that. Yes, there are the answers for online teachers. They are writing ma'am pouring, stirring, picking, finishing. Great. Thank you, Kavita ma'am. Thank you, dear teachers. Thank you so much. You can come. So as you all told me that they have done the repeated actions. And these repeated action and movements and behaviors are called schemas. Now they are the next slide. So they are called schemas. Schemas are repeated patterns of actions through which children explore, understand, and learn about the world, mainly through play. This is why play is not random. It is a meaningful learning. And why schemas matter? Because it builds thinking patterns of the brain. Anything else? What else you have observed? While they were repeating the actions, children in the class, they keep when they play. Do they repeat actions? Do they keep on playing with one thing again and again till they achieve their own goal?
Yes. Because they learn something new doing the action every time.
Yes, because they learn when they repeat the action. So it strengthens motor skills and coordination, support problem solving and creativity, make play purposeful and learning. Okay, so there is a slide about types of schemas on the screen. Now, can I have a previous slide? So now I'm going to say, I want you to match them to the steps of making tea. And I request, so are you all ready? Can I request you to please answer and listen to me very carefully and match it to the schemas. The first is trajectory. The second one which it displays is rotation. Third is enclosure or container. Next is enveloping, transporting, orientation, positioning, connecting, transformation. You all are very much aware of these terms and we observe every day in our class when children play, they do all of these actions in the class. Yeah? Yes or no? Yes? So now you have to match it. Now you have to match it to the schema. So taking out cups from the box and placing them on the counter. If you want to repeat the action? Or is it okay? You can imagine. Taking out cups from the box and placing them on the counter. Transporting, very good. We are transporting, positioning, trajectory. What is trajectory or transporting? So moving place from one place to another is called transporting schema. So transporting is absolutely right. So they are taking out the cups and placing it and positioning it. Okay. Second.
One question for the online.
Yeah. Okay. The second question goes to the online team. Placing the pan on the stove, balancing it carefully, and adding water. Positioning, excellent. The third one, scooping and adding tea leaves, sugar, and milk. Excellent, ma'am. Transforming. Yeah, because we can either change when we added that or the stuff into the water, the color of the water changes. And you all must have experienced it in the class when children play with clay, they merge all the clay to form new colors. So that is transformation. The next one, grinding ginger and stirring tea in a circular motion. Now come on to this table now. Rotation, very good. The next one, pouring tea in straight and tilted motion. Excellent. Okay. Wrapping cups with napkins, covering them fully or partially. Okay, the last one from last table. Carrying teacups and serving it to the others. Thank you. And still I have one. Stacking, rearranging cups and exploring the center space. No. They are stacking. So what is stacking? What stacking goes for? Connecting. Very good. Connecting. Excellent. Now that we all know the schemas, let's play a quick quiz. I will describe a child's action, observe, think, and tell me the schema. Okay. A child keeps stacking blocks higher and higher. Higher and higher. Again and again. Connecting. What else? Positioning. Okay? Connecting and positioning both goes hand in hand. A child joins blocks together to make a long tray. Connecting. Very good. A child fills one jar with sand and keeps carrying it to a bucket. Thank you, dear teachers. Thank you so much. I hope by now all the schemas, you know about all the schemas. And over to Prerna ma'am, who will lead us for an activity.
Okay, now teachers, it's your turn to do something. We are giving you cards. What you have to do, there is a topic written on it. You have to design 3 activities. Which are the activities? Kind of these activities. And you have to present it here. Also, there is another thing. There is one intervention that we have put. Like you saw one child who was not ready to come and do the activity, and we brought her to the relaxation corner. And she got relaxed and enjoyed the activity. Similarly, you also have to plan the intervention strategy and showcase it here. Okay, so here comes the cards to your tables. And we get how much time after that we can write it? 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes. Please do it fast and wrap it up.
Ma'am, do you want something to be written on in the chat box?
I can type this one. The child not ready. The child not ready. Okay, so right now the time is 1 o'clock. 1:05.
Just say that I've given the topic in the.
Okay, there is a topic also given in the chat box for our dear online teachers. Dear teachers for online, you can also use that topic. Topic is transport and the intervention strategy that you have planned. There is a child not ready. There is a child in the class who is not ready to join the activity. So please plan the structure, interact and play on this topic. And only one of you outside can present.
If any team is ready, you can come and present.
Come on, which team is ready by now? Come and present your idea.
Dear people, if you need any kind of resource, you can take it from here. To present your activity, don't mind, please, you can feel free to choose the resources.
Yes, for the intervention strategies, you can use the corners here. The PDP corner, relaxation corner, patient corner, and discovery corner.
Now, if you're ready, please start. Please, let's start.
Okay, so we have a team now right now. From Saki. Okay. And the topic is numbers. So, the intervention is shy child stands in the corner and only observes. So, our topic is numbers. So, the first pre-play activity, we can keep blocks, we can keep cards and counters on the table for children to observe. It's just free play. And
Let the
for
child explore.
yeah, and the teacher-led activity, we can make a hopscotch and we can give instructions to the kids and we can say jump on number 2, jump
Even the teacher will
twice.
show also.
Yes.
Once the teacher will do, the child will also do. The teacher.
That you can jump now twice, like 2 times on number 2, jump on 3 times, number 3 times, like that. And for structured activity, we can keep worksheets where the kids are doing matching of number correspondence. Yes, a child who is shy standing in the corner, the teacher can help the child, bring him close to the hopscotch and encouraging him to jump. And the teacher is jumping with game. Yeah, and teacher also participating in the game. It's very fun and entertaining. Try, at least try.
And even breaking the ice with a conversation with the play time.
And also encouraging our friends to help and encourage them to talk with them, play with them. In any other manner, may not be actually using the hotspot. Those were very good evaluation activities.
One more. As
We are doing this one online.
Yeah,
Please listen to them. Ma'am, can you please tell you who is it? This is Savita ma'am from. Ma'am, please you can introduce yourself from which branch you are and then you can explain the activity. Can you please unmute Savita Sharma ma'am?
we can read this.
Okay, so Savita ma'am has sent a message. She has written, you can ask the child to observe. You can take a walk around the activity with the child. Show the object and image it involved. Sing or tell a story related. Show how it works in order to pique the interest of the child. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Any other team?
Any other team would like to?
Yes, sir. Over. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Please come up here. Which team? At the back. Let's सबसे पीछे आ जाओ. Last वाली team. They will present now. Yes. Okay, so our topic was plants and the intervention was to children disturbing the class. So we have thought about three activities. Yeah, please. And ready, our topic was plants and the intervention of two children disturbing the class. So, with plants, the guided activity which we have thought was that it can be a greater hand. So, we put things related to plants in different corner of the class. There is the instruction that you have to select as many number of children, as many things as you can. Select and put it in your basket and then towards their drink count. So, it's a guided kind of a thing. Then we can, for the structured activity, we can have a worksheet where we can have a picture of the plant and the children can label the plants like we are, I'm a LKG teacher. So they can put the first sound of the part of the plant, root, stem, leaves, whatever. And if a child is, they have a freedom of choice, they can write a word, they can write the first sound, whatever they are convenient. Yeah. And the third, which is unstructured, we can provide them with a tray full of various things related to plants. It can be flowers, twigs, leaves, whatever we can provide them so they can go into it, feel the texture, feel the quality, and they know about the different parts of the plant in a free way. And this can be supported by a sheet of paper. So whatever they feel, when they want to draw, they want to paste, they can do it. So it's an unstructured activity and it's a free activity with plants.
Now the intervention was two children disturbing the class. For such kind of topic as plants, the children can be involved in the class by becoming a monitor. They can be given things to be provided to other children. Then, yeah, and these children who are disturbing the class, they like being provided the opportunity to guide other children. So they can help other children in doing their work. So they feel very happy. They are, and they're being called also. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Thanks a lot. Can we do this? At the end, we extend our sincere thanks for our heads for being our guiding force. Their vision, constant encouragement, and unwavering support continue to inspire and empower us as educators. Thank you, sir. We're very grateful to you for being with us and encouraging us.
Okay, so. Okay, so, Prerna and Jyoti has done very well. The workshop was conducted very well and in an excellent manner. So there are about 7 teachers who are from outside the NCR. Just I want to see them, please. Please introduce yourself, please, one by one. Okay. So what do you think about the workshop? Have you learned something out of it or?
I guess earlier I have seen these workshops online, so physical are very good, and it's more of learning. I wish my other colleagues could also join us. So out here, see what we see online is just the outer picture. Yes, we get the thing. This is what they're doing. But when you're doing it's so interesting. You're so curious. Oh, this is happening. Now this is happening. So it's a wonderful experience. I wish my other colleagues could have joined.
Okay, very good. Very good. You please.
A very good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon to all the teachers. I'm Jyoti Rajpal from AIS Navi Mumbai. So it's been a great pleasure to join the PDP session over here. Earlier, we have been experiencing online sessions only, but this is the first time we have got the opportunity to experience a great platform with all the great people here, and it's just a very good and great learning experience. I would really looking forward to get more experience from you.
Very good.
Thank you so much. It
So
was really great experience.
you think physical workshop is better than the online
Yes,
one?
definitely, sir. It's
Okay.
very great.
Okay, next please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am PDP Concert from AIS Lucknow. It's always great to be a part of these offline
Lucknow,
workshops.
there are 2 schools in Lucknow.
Immediately. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's always great to be a part of these offline workshops because we learn more because the offline not effective. Offline workshops are not effective. And so these workshops are very good.
Good afternoon, sir. So I'm Azur Rastogi from AIS VYC Lucknow. So I'm coming here, this is my third time actually I'm coming here and I'm learning a lot. I would suggest everybody from my team to come over here. It is a lot. So we're learning a lot over here. I'm literally teaching everything whatever I'm learning over here. I'm just teaching them to my teachers so that they can implement. And they are actually implementing in their classrooms to make the classrooms more effective.
So you try to attend more workshops like
Yeah,
this.
I'm loving it. So curious.
Okay.
This tells my teachers and tell my leaders every time. It is a great experience. We learn very things from it. We make good things and great experience.
Very good. Very good.
And if we have maybe the new teachers, so it's a pleasure to meet the new ones as well. Even learning from them and learning from them is also a great experience.
Next time you better be a resource person.
So somehow quite lucky to attend the workshop, and really it is interesting and learning many, many things, and really continue this journey. And really, learning is like earlier we used to think that learning, reading, writing, but through this hands-on experience, really learning can be fun. And that's all I am learning, and hopefully it will be implemented in our school. I will be implementing as even my colleague will be implementing. Carry a lot of these memories and the activities. So, thank you so much.
Next, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. And my name is Komal Shila, and I am from the LKG KG. And I am here joining actually. I have only 4 months of experience here in Nursery. But as a student, like I have done my certificate from Nursery itself and BEd from Nursery University. So I am the student of Nursery, but here as a teacher, I have learned so many things today. That I can also apply in my classroom, like play-based learning and like play-based structure and whatever ma'am has told us. So it was wonderful opportunity that I am here. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I feel very blessed having such a wonderful session. I got to learn many things.
First, you introduce yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Myself, Abha Singh from AI Stripeboard. AI Stripeboard. I feel very blessed to learn so many things and exchange of ideas and the play activity, child psychology really help us to become a better teacher and better understanding of a child psychology.
Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you. You have learned so much. I also learned so much with you here. So, many things I have never our times. There was no such neither the teachers were so great, not the methods were like this. So we are not trained that way, and you are getting training here. So I think it will benefit all the children you are teaching here. And thank you very much. When at the time of interview.
Thank you so much, and thank you teachers, and a big thank you to the resource teachers, Prerna and Jyoti, who done a wonderful job today. Really enjoyed the session. I'm sure everyone has learned a lot. Like all the outside teachers have said it was a wonderful.
I just forgot to thank the great teachers who organized this.
Meet again tomorrow. Thank you, sir. We meet again tomorrow for the next sessions. I hope you will enjoy the sessions again. Today, good luck.